Yum, yum!
Hey, Pascal here. I'm at Annie, Animation Nights New York. Animation Festival, pretty cool. Lots of people, new trends, traditional animation. Lots of people to meet. I've interviewed a few. Hope you like it.
Something for your mind, your body, and your soul.
I hope this is framed properly. Hi, I'm Pascal. I'm with Yvonne.
Hello.
I won't butcher her name.
Junkovic. I butchered.
So Yvonne is the organizer of the Nanny Animation Film Festival in New York, and she's going to tell us a little more about it. So tell us a little about yourself. You're an animator, right?
I am, yes. Yeah, my background is painting and animation. It was a figurative narrative painting initially, and I've also worked as a freelance animator.
All right. So when did you start this festival?
Animation Nights New York started September 9th, 2015. Honestly, the impetus was that I went to the Edinburgh International Film Festival Animation Lab, and there felt so validated by the international filmmakers and producers and directors that I met that I came back here to try and recreate a little bit of that, to like get out in the world. And, I went to like New York Women in Film and Television a little bit more. I started attending these organizations I was a part of and putting myself out. And what wound up happening is a friend of mine said he had a free space behind Fulton Stall Market, and was I interested in maybe starting something there? And I couldn't really say no to that. So instead of like looking for a producer, which I had intended to do when I returned back from Edinburgh, I sort of became one. So anyway, we had our first Animation Nights New York screening behind Fulton Stall Market in the South Street Seaport. And we had about 20 people there. We did a call for artists. I worked with a couple of individuals. Robert Lyons helped me curate that first one. He was part of ASIFA East, and we had about 20 or 30 people at the very first event. It was just lovely, and since then we continued to grow. We grew out of that venue, we grew out of another venue, and then came here. And by about the fourth or fifth screening event, you really could tell that there was kind of a need for it in New York City. There have been plenty of other screening events in New York, but I think it's just kind of time for another one. Honestly, there was just so much organic kind of growth audience-wise. So at this point, we have like 500 to 700 people coming out every month to watch animated short films from all around the world. We've had over 5,000 films submitted from around the world. That's the other thing, as soon as we announced our festival, we had international films on. I don't know if it was luck or what, but the first few films that were even submitted were beautiful, and they were part of the festival almost immediately. So anyway, we've continued to grow, and we had our first annual festival last year, which is, these annual festivals are a culmination of the monthly screening events. So we show very carefully programmed, carefully curated programs every month, and then for our annual event we have a panel of judges select those films. And this year we had the panel of judges select 20 of their favorite of the 175 films that have screened in our monthly series, and then we had another sort of group of judges select grand prize winner, Anderson Contemporary Award, and Animation for Adults Award.
So how does one apply to your festival? Did you submit the
Right. You can go on our website, Animation Nights, animationnights.com or animationnights.nyc, and you'll find a link there to Film Freeway. We're currently out using Film Freeway. Film submission is free, and our monthly events are free as well. I mean, we really are trying to just show people really great animation from around the world, and I feel that it's important, and a lot of this work is just gorgeous. Not only that, but I think I've said this a few times to people, but honestly, I mean, in the sort of climate that we're in now, just in the world, I think that a quell for sort of what's happening is travel. But if people can't travel, they should watch documentaries, short documentaries, and short animation, and it's just, I think it's good for everyone to see, and also these films are amazing. And of course, the other thing that we're trying to do is connect people and strengthen existing networks and bring organizations together and connect animators to projects.
So I've seen there are a lot of traditional animators, the 2D art and mixed art, so like sort of avant-garde artists.
Mm-hmm.
But you have also now, I don't know if it's the first year, but you have a lot of VR.
Yes.
So can you tell us about it? Well, I saw some presentations that were quite amazing.
Yeah.
So how do you see that being integrated into the festival?
Right. We actually show virtual reality animation experiences at our monthly events as well. And we've been doing that. We did that before our first annual festival. I think that, I mean, I am an enthusiast as an animator and sort of been looking forward to VR. Books like Rainbow's End got me really excited about sort of the current platforms and technology. But also I see real opportunity here for animators, to make a living, and I think there's also an opportunity to incorporate animators and directors early on in a lot of these projects. And the thing is, virtual reality has to be appealing in order for it to survive, and it has to be effective. If it's not done well, you actually cause a negative physical response in someone, So I think there's an opportunity here to really let animators be the directors that they are and wear the hats that they do, and interface with engineers early on in projects. So that's part of the reason why we're also focusing on it. Plus, it's just cool, and we want to wave the flag for quality animated content in virtual reality, as well as in traditional platforms, for traditional, let's say, digital films.
So you told me you're also looking for sponsors. So you can
yes. Yeah.
Sponsors.
Definitely. Because the thing is, we keep our monthly screenings are free, and film submission is free. So we rely on sponsors. All of our spaces, well, our venues have definitely been sponsored. We've gotten some sponsorship, but I think that there are enough arts and culture budgets that organizations and companies with arts and culture budgets that recognize what we're doing and see the value in this whole cultural event that we've built, as a labor of love, I think there's plenty of room to grow, and there's plenty of room for partnerships. So I'm excited to continue having chats with people about it. You know what I mean? But it's been extraordinary, and honestly, these last 2 days have been it's kind of magical. We had some really special things happen, and it's been a lovely event. Terrific content, wonderful panels. We're going to have a lovely screening. The films, of course, are fantastic, and the virtual reality showcase. I mean, my goodness, is extremely ambitious for an animation festival. But I think it's pretty great. Yeah, you definitely should. There's some terrific projects, not just entertainment projects either, but software demos, Anima VR, and Gravity Sketch. We're demoing, and also some architecture, some practical applications of virtual reality, including high fidelity in their virtual world, and Garou and their application that's sort of related and focuses on architecture and commercial and real estate. There's so many applications. I don't know. Yeah, it's exciting. It's exciting.
All right. Well, thank you for your time, and
thank you so much. I really appreciate you chatting.
Festival.
Yeah, wonderful. I'm so glad you're here.
How did you get involved with the Lego?
How did I get involved with Lego? I made a film in college, called Little Guys, and a few people at the Lego group saw it, and they decided they wanted to hire me to make stop motion for them. So we kind of helped develop their in-house style in a pre-Lego movie world, and that kind of style is detailed in my book, the Lego animation book. And so we did about 50 or so videos for them over the course of about 8 years, and that's it.
That's great. Have you been involved with the Lego movies at all?
So the Lego movies are all CG. They're all done by Animal Logic, which I think is Australia-based animation. There is a roughly 2-second clip of one of my films in the first Lego movie. It's literally blink and you will miss it, but it's at about it's in the climax of the film when all the citizens are fighting back against President Business.
So also a demo of your work is quite impressive.
Thank you.
So you do everything by hand, and it's all traditional stop motion, right? Frame by frame. And,
Yes, all of the stop motion is actual Lego products, actual Lego sets, anything you can get from a store. We don't like get anything custom made or anything like that. It's all what you can get off the shelf. I would say the one exception to that is we do like chroma keying, we do digital face animation or digital compositing sometimes, but I try to do everything in camera just because I think it's fun and I like the challenge of using the Lego system of parts and elements to solve filmmaking problems.
so how many people work for you?
Right now, just me.
Just you?
Yeah, we tend to staff up for specific projects rather than having a consistent employee base. So right now it's just me, but at our most we're usually about, I think the most we've had on a project is around 8 or 9 people. So some people are doing stop motion, some people are doing design, some people are doing cleanup and compositing, that kind of stuff.
But you, so you do all the directing and the lighting and the animation?
Yes, yeah, so I direct basically everything that we've made so far, and then other people do animation or they'll light it, or it's really, because we're such a small team, it's a really collaborative process. So I basically run the show, but everyone kind of wears a lot of hats and contributes a lot to each aspect and phase of production.
So I just showed you the Lego loader inside Modo, and you didn't know neither the Lego loader nor Modo.
Correct.
But is it something that you would be interested in then, if you know that exists, to mix your work with CGI?
You know, like in terms of our Lego work, CG is not really something I'm interested in. The one exception to that, I would say, is in our book we have actually instructions for one of my characters, and it's just sort of like a flat shaded thing. But it might be interesting in the future to try to more realistically or photorealistically render the instructions that we make for characters, or even if we can just pose them and kind of figure out what their capabilities are that way. Only because when we design bigger characters like the one on this cover, one of the problems we run into often is a problem of gravity. And because they're all real Lego, they don't always have weight distribution that is ideal for stop motion. But if we can previs some of that stuff and figure out like the outer limits of how characters can move, or how their limbs can move, how their heads can move, that might be useful. But in terms of our actual filmmaking, I don't have any plans to move into the CGI realm for Lego stuff. For other non-Lego projects, maybe.
Okay. So where can people see your work?
People can see our work at paganomation.com. That's my last name, and Mation, like animation. They can also find us on YouTube. That's where all of our videos live. Yeah.
And your book is on Amazon?
Yes, our book, the Lego Animation book, is available on Amazon. It's available at bookstores. You can also find it at setbump.com/book, which is our main website.
Thank you for your time.
Cool, thank you.
Everybody. So I'm with the Glimpse Group. My name is Doug, and we are a holding company of virtual and augmented reality startups. and we just launched our eighth one this week. What I'm focusing on and featuring today is an augmented reality greeting card that is called Tinkernote. It's coming out this fall in November, and essentially we've seen popular culture adapt to e-cards, and we really think this is the next step in the evolution of the greeting card. And it's not only a greeting card, it can be used as a communication platform, a message service. So yeah, no, it's a lot of fun, and you can see there's a 3D customization. I like to start with a blank slate and add some assets. So let's just say I want to send this a happy birthday card. I'm gonna go to my banners, drag my asset for a happy birthday pre-created, get some nice options to go right in there, move around, change the rotation, the scale, the color, and even the positioning. So why don't I put this on a little bit higher on a plane. I'd like it to be red. I'm gonna add a figure, little baby Cupid. I think I've changed his wings there to red to match my happy birthday. There we go. Want him facing forward. I'm fairly happy with that. I'm going to deselect, come back, and just add one last thing. We need some customization in here. I want to send this to my girlfriend, let's say. So I will find a quality picture of she and I, hopefully. Zoom in. And you know, I don't like that actually. I'm gonna tell her I love her instead. And include a little doggy. Upside down. Anyway, this is in progress, but there we are. And let's bring it into our plane, our world. So you'll have the option to send it as a surprise, as a gift, but I want to preview it right now in AR. So I'm just gonna aim at my plane, detects automatically, place my Tinkernote, and here comes a nice little surprise. Happy birthday. Right now I'm behind it, but you could see, you could add your own personal text to it as well, a little phrase. If we come around to the side, I'll show you what it looks like in AR. And get right up into it. Happy birthday. There's my upside down photo, but you see, you know, a lot of different options, and really you can place it anywhere. You can replace it, change the size, and you got a nice little surprise.
So that's very cool. So how does it work exactly technically? How is it rendered in there?
Pardon?
How is it rendered? Do you have like, is it a render engine inside the app, or how does it work exactly?
Yes, there's no GPS needed for a Tinkernote. This is created in Unity, and it's all self-contained. It's actually 40 megabyte download. We try to keep it light, so encourage multiple usage, and you could, you know, host pictures, use your own pictures, host locally, and yeah, it's fairly light and customizable.
How were the assets created? All the assets and the animations, how did you create that?
Sure, we have a team of 3D artists that also incorporate with our programmers and incorporate into Unity. We have a graphic designer who changes, you know, customize all the elements, and yeah, we put it together to one big package.
Do you know which program they use for the 3D?
The 3D, Maya is, I know, used. I'm not sure if it's used solely, but could do more research on that if you like.
All right. Well, thank you very much for your time.
Sure.
Thanks for sharing.
A pleasure.
All right.